hmm So our next guest, and from time to time we have bookstore owners on the show. So this young lady actually came to the National Black Book Festival and introduced herself to me. But before that, I had already heard about a bookstore and I had been planning to reach out to her, and it just didn't happen until now. And it basically happened because I met her at the National Black Book Festival. so, I want to introduce to the audience Sherrele Goloversic. Did I say it right?
You said it fine. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait,
She is a,
you said it fine. Did she say it right? Because I always like
Well,
to get a first name.
it's a little tough. It's
it is.
Goloversic, but yeah.
Oh, it's go. Okay. The accent is on the go.
Right, Goloversic. Is that what you said?
So it's
Yeah.
Goloversic. Not
Yes.
okay. Well, Sherrele, welcome to
Yes.
Black Authors Matter TV. And you're going to talk to us about your bookstore, the Book Readers Venue. And I assume that's where you are, unless that's a backdrop or from your green screen. Are
I
you
am
at
at the
work
bookstore.
now? Okay, all right.
I am
And
at the bookstore. Yes.
okay. And your bookstore is in Humble, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston, north of, I
Oh
guess,
yeah, because I was
northeast.
all up and through Humble, Texas. Not this year, but last year. If I had known that, I sure would have visited the store.
Oh, well, we're still here. You can come see
That's
us
all right.
this
I'm
year.
coming back. I'm gonna come back.
And my good friend Pamela Jarman Wade told me about the store. So I had already heard of it. And when you came to the festival, that was when we got a chance to meet face to face. So welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. I was a little bit surprised when you called me. I was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "That was quick," because we had just met like the week prior.
Yeah, well, sometimes the timing works for the show. We have four guests every week, and so the timing worked. And because our show has people from all over the country, a lot of them are on the East Coast and they're an hour ahead of us.
Right.
So if I have someone who is on Central Time or even Pacific Time, it works out with the later slots. And so I have been wanting to get you on the show anyway. So I don't let any moss grow under my feet. Rhonda can tell you that if it's I take action quickly. So that's why we invited you. And tell us about your store, what motivated you to open it, and how long have you been open and all of that.
Wow. Okay. So we've already established it's in Humble, Texas. Humble is where I grew up. Um,
Oh, okay.
there were really no bookstores. When I grew up, we only had the one library. We have two now, but um, I just felt the need for representation because we do have a large Black community that's growing. But there was just not a lot that represented us, and we always had to go quote unquote into the city to
Mm.
even participate in anything cultural or just to see our faces. Um, and it was, I was probably in my late 30s before I even found Black romance, and I'm like, wow, this is good. But it was because it was never presented to me. And so as I started to go to different book events and listening to authors talk about, the challenges they had or the obstacles as they were trying to be published or trying to get their books in stores, I just wanted a space where that wasn't the challenge. That indie traditional, this space is here, and it allows the readers of any demographic to be able to walk in and say, you know what, I want to try something new, and we're here to talk about it. So that's why it's here. I've been open 3 years. We're growing. I started in a spot that was 180 square feet. I was there for 2 years, and then last year we moved into a much larger space, 750 square feet. And it seems like we're starting to outgrow this one too, which is a good problem to have. Um, so that's yeah, that's what we do. So just really trying to make it safe and very home-like for readers and authors to just sort of gather and be together and talk books.
So what is the what would you say draws people to your store? Like, do you have a
Ah,
particular do you have particular events, or do you I see a lot of stores that have book clubs that either originate from the bookstore or they meet at the bookstore. And so what would you
oh,
say is the biggest draw for traffic to get traffic into your
the
store?
biggest draw for traffic here is the indie authors, and we have a huge bookshelf of signed copies. I think that's the biggest draw.
Hmm.
And so, which is different, right? So we
Mhm.
look different than the Barnes and Nobles down the street or the other bookstore down the street. And so they have that opportunity to, get introduced to a new author. So I would say our signed copies and our indie selection is our biggest draw. We do have a book club that meets once per month, and we have other book clubs that use the space. I think a lot of times what people say when they come in, it just feels cozy and it feels like home, which is important to me because I don't want it to feel like the space that's cold and transactional. I just
Okay.
want people to just come in and get comfortable. And so we do. We have people that come in and they may sit down on the floor and grab a book, So that's probably the biggest draw, just being comfortable and just being able to relax and be amongst other readers. Because I think sometimes too, people end up meeting some of their favorite influencers that happen to be here. And they're like, oh, I follow you. And so they, make connections that way.
Yeah, I love being able to go to a bookstore. It just feels like a place where you should be able to just curl up on the sofa and read your book. Now, buy the book. Don't just go in there every day and read the book for free. We want you to
Right.
buy the book.
Buy
But
something.
it's just
Right.
it's a really great meeting spot.
It is. And then, we have author signings and um, at least two a month. I we have I do a lot of things with locals. I think it's important. There's a huge literary scene here in Houston and the surrounding areas, and I think we have a platform, and it's important to give everybody an opportunity. Where some didn't even feel like it was an opportunity. They would just, okay, I'll just write this book and I'll put it on this platform, and that's it. Not realizing, the opportunity to have a book signing, to chat with a group of readers about their book, or even to see it on the bookshelf. So those are things that have been really, really important, and that's just really done well here.
So how
Well, so one of the I wanted to just tell her someone named Sherrele said, "Hello, Sherrele from Texas, from Sherrele in the Bahamas." So there's
I,
somebody
Oh,
watching from the
well,
Bahamas.
Sherelles are good people. So hello, Sherelle in Bahamas. I need to come visit. I need send for me. Send for me. I'll bring books.
love it. Well, I was just going to ask, you mentioned that you have authors do signings. Are you very intentional on the amount of signings you do each month, or can an author just contact you and say, I'd like to do a signing on such and such day?
Well, first of all, we're only open 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I am still in corporate America. And so for me, it was important because I am still in corporate America that the bookstore is open consistently. And I knew I could be consistently open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and not try to push the envelope and sometimes open Wednesdays, sometimes open Thursday. I wanted the community to know that every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if they show up at these doors, we were open.
Yeah.
So if I have a slot that's available and the doors are open and then the book is a good fit, we're signing. I don't have a limitation. You know, I probably should because sometimes I get exhausted, but I also get a thrill of, having the authors and the readers here being able to gather together. So I don't really put a limit on it.
Okay.
So the 3 days a week that you're open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So those are actually the higher traffic days anyway, in terms of retail overall, but bookstores in particular. So do you also have other products in your store other than books, or do you focus exclusively
We
on books?
do. We have t-shirts, we have candles, we have stickers. So we have a lot of bookish things. They're all from local artisans. So, the candles is made by a lady who just happened to come in the bookstore one day and she says, "Oh, I make candles." And so she was trying to get her candle business up and going. And so that's important to me as well because I do have a platform. So while we have this space, someone gave me an opportunity. So I'll give other people, an opportunity as well. So the stickers is made by a local Black business. The candles is a local woman's Black business. Every now and again, we have wine because there's a woman-owned Black winery down the street. So yeah,
Oh,
we have quite a bit of things here.
okay. I didn't know about the winery. I don't drink wine
Yeah,
that much, but I didn't know that there was one in the area.
Well, I'm glad to know that because I know that there was a winery in Katy at one time, a Black-owned winery in Katy,
hmm
but that one
yeah,
closed.
Irma Rose.
Yeah,
hmm
and that hurt my feelings because I was looking forward to going back. I mean, my nephew and my niece are there. I love them too, but I was looking forward to going back to that winery. And I found out that they were
Yeah,
closed.
so
Yeah, and there was a
yeah,
black
so yeah,
bookstore in
she's like down
Katy
the street.
too.
Yep, and that one
Um,
closed as well.
that was the close. So I've uh been in the Houston area in the book industry for 26 years. So the numbers of black bookstores, it goes up and down because when we had our store, I think there were maybe five different stores. The Shrine of the Black Madonna was the big one down at on MLK. We were out close to where the book event was, um, that you went to with the National Black Book Festival. Our bookstore was in that area, maybe two
Okay.
miles from there. So, and we had it for 10 years, but there were other stores that were open during the time when we had our store. And then, they closed and then new ones open. And so right now, I believe there's supposed to be six black bookstores in Houston. I saw a flyer and your bookstore is on it. So
Yeah.
right now there's six. But for a
Right.
while there were like one or two, and then
It
so it
was.
goes up and down. It's like you know, people give it a try, and then you have to make money at some point. You can't. You have to make a profit. That's any business. So and you need support all the time, and that's what I tell readers, or people who frequent a retail outlet, that you need to support them regularly, not just when they open. Like a lot of times, a grand opening will have good traffic, and then after that, it's not consistent. So what are some of your challenges as a bookstore owner? Would you say?
I still struggle with foot traffic just because my building is sort of you can't see it from the main street. So we're still relying on word of mouth, social media. So we don't get a lot of just everyday foot traffic. It's just
Mm-hmm.
flowing. So there are days it's slow. I can tell you my grand opening was not, I mean, my family, of course, but outside of my family, the grand opening was pretty quiet. And so there have been times that I'm like, okay, God, am I supposed to be doing this? And each time, like, he's like, yeah, this is what I told you to do. So whether it's one person or nobody, I still open. Um, but it's just really getting people to your point. I mean, I have some regulars and I have people that drive from Webster that come, all the way to Humble. I have people from
Mm-hmm.
Katy, Cypress. So I do have uh so I do have a few that are very consistent. They've learned that I pretty much put new books out on Friday, so they sort of just show up. And so but we need more, right? Because I can't always rely on the faithful 15 or whatever to keep the doors
Right.
open. We need to be able to give the pocketbooks of the 15 a little bit of a break. And so that's just, that's what we need to do. And so it's still getting people to come out. It's getting people to know that we're here. I think
Mm-hmm.
because, just from a Black bookstore perspective or whatever, no one thinks to look in Humble, right?
And that is
So
true.
no,
That is true. Because I was
Right.
right.
surprised. I
I
was
So
said
surprised there
earlier,
was a
I had
Black
no idea.
bookstore in Humble.
Yeah, just like I was saying earlier, I had no idea that there was a bookstore there. But now that I know, I'm going to be there. And I also just posted your link in the chat, the book readers venue .com. So
oh,
hopefully
thank you.
that will draw some more traffic to your beautiful bookstore, because I can just tell from your backdrop it's beautiful. It just feels homey in there.
It is, and I appreciate that because we have events coming up. We just had Mark Avery, he wrote Discipline. He's with Black Odyssey. He was here a couple of weeks ago. We have Masterpiece who will be here next week. So, we've had a variety of authors and genres, that's been represented. It's just that it's not always well attended.
Right.
And so when that happens, because for me, I just feel like everybody should come see every author and want to convene with them and chit chat. So when there's not a lot of people that come out, I do feel like, oh, they drove way over here because everybody says Humble is so far, and I'm like, they come out and then you don't necessarily get the participation that you would like. But it always tends to work out as it should be. But I just always want more. And so I just have to kind of let it do its thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
I'm
nature of
sure.
it. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
we we went through. Now, when we started our store, there was no social media. So, well, in fact, when we first started, email wasn't even that prolific. So we did snail mail postcards to let people know that
Well,
because that
that's
was
just what
how.
I was going to say. It's probably just a matter of more people needing to
No,
know where you
right,
are.
about your
So
store.
maybe the postcards, or doing events where people can see your bookstore and they know it's there. Because one thing about us, we love to support our Black bookstores. We just don't always know where they are. So
Agreed. When,
mhm.
once they realize that I'm here, I definitely, like I say, we definitely have repeat customers. The events are getting a little bit better in terms of the attendance. We're definitely drawing a bigger crowd, or if it's not a bigger crowd, it's a different mix of the 15, right? So it's not
Okay.
every event, it's the same 15 people or the same 20 people. It's like, okay, well, that's 10 new faces that I didn't see, which to me, that's always important as you're starting to see new faces. Then it's like, okay, it's starting to catch on. When it's the
Yeah.
same ones, it's like, okay, you start to, or no, I start to like wonder, okay, what do I need to do different? Because it can get a little bit disheartening because I want this not just for me, but for the authors and for the reading community, right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
and so
Hmm.
I think once they realize it's here, yeah, it'll do well. We're hanging in there.
Yeah. I think during the holidays, I'm going to make a sojourn to. I don't know if I can go to all six stores, but I'm going to put yours on the list and a couple of others that I know. Because I haven't been to a bookstore in a long time, period, just because I'm in the industry and I get my books from Ingram mostly,
Mhm.
so the distributor. But and then I have this show, so I so I don't get out to stores like I should, and so I'm going to do that during the holidays. I'm going to make because this Humble is not close to me. Well, it's north, but it's northeast. I'm northwest. So, but and
Still
Houston
probably,
is
well,
big.
where in Northwest are you? Are
I'm
you?
not far from where the festival is. I'm 10 minutes from
Oh, okay.
Fallbrook Church.
Okay. Well, I'm still the closest bookstore to you
You
then.
are. You are.
I'm
That's
still
You
why
are.
I
close.
That's
said
how. But that's
put you
how I
on
ended
the
up
list.
in Humble, because I always get to the National Black Book Festival on early Thursday. I get there on Thursday morning because I want to just relax before I just rush off to the events. and I was just driving around Humble. I got my nails done, went and got something to eat. Had I known about the bookstore, I would have gone over there. But I was just going to say, maybe you should do like the churches do and have friends and families. They tell those 15 people to bring friends and family.
You know what, we've tried that.
Uh-oh, don't tell
um, it's one of those things. Well, we tried it early on, so it's another one of those things that it's probably time to try it again. Um, eh, because I tell people all the time, tell your family, tell your friends, you can tell your enemies. We'll make readers out of them too. So we just bring them in. We'll get them. You get them here. We'll take it from there.
There you go.
Yeah, well, at least because you are still employed, you're not depending on the store for your livelihood. So,
Right.
it still needs to pay for itself. But when we had our store, my husband and I were both full time with the store and online. We were selling out of the front and the back, because we were shipping from the back and then we were selling from the front. So we had a very active online business and phone orders. We mailed catalogs. We did a lot of stuff. But when you have two adult people, that's still a lot that you have to generate to make it, you know,
Oh,
work for
absolutely.
your
And
livelihood.
and my goal is to work as long as I possibly can in my 9 to 5,
and you need
because
those
this book
benefits.
this bookstore is my retirement plan. When I
Okay.
retire, I'm gonna hang out here. But I
Okay.
didn't want to start it when I retired. I wanted
Right.
to start it before I retired so that I could learn the business, because I didn't know the business and I still don't know the business. But I wanted to have an opportunity to learn the business, get used to how things work, and as you burn through cash, I didn't want to burn through my retirement cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let me start now. And then hopefully by the time I'm ready to retire from corporate America, I have a good nest egg and a cadence. Plus, my family is like super supportive. If
And
you
that's the
read
key.
anything online, my mom, if I'm working or I'm not feeling well or I'm out doing a book event in another city or whatever, my mom is here. So a lot of the readers love my mom as much as they love me. And they look for her. So
Well, it's great to have that family support. And yeah, we had
absolutely.
everybody working with his kids, my husband's kids that we raised.
Oh,
They were all doing, small projects. We paid them, but this is a family affair, and it still is a family affair. Um, we don't have the store, but the marketing we do and the event is
right.
still a family affair. It's still, and
Oh,
but we have
absolutely.
a
The
really
the best
great,
friends, the
yes,
nephews,
yes,
yeah,
we have a
everybody.
great team of people, especially for the book festival that have been with us for years. Just an amazing team of people.
Right. Yeah.
And
One of the things for me was I come from a very large family, and I won't get into the background of a family, but I do have, siblings that have disabilities, but so I wanted them to be able to work out and be in the public and just feel connected to something. And so one of my brothers who's hearing impaired, like he is fantastic. That's my handyman. Uh, that's like, okay, we have to set up for an event. He has the tent, he's getting it set
okay,
up. And so again, he's just one of those that's always at the bookstore. So when everybody comes in, they know him as much as they know me or my mom, they know my brother. And I like it because again, he doesn't have to feel uncomfortable. It's a
Right,
space that he can
right.
feel very comfortable being himself. Okay, he can't hear, but it's okay. He's very comfortable here. And then even my other siblings when they come. So that was important to me as well, is to have a space or that they could come to and feel comfortable and give them an opportunity to work outside of the home from time to time, not often, but from time to time, without feeling awkward or, you know,
I think
so
that's great. When you have family that supports, I say support my shenanigans, but it's not even shenanigans. I mean, it's supporting a dream and it's supporting a goal, and everybody's putting into it. It doesn't feel as much like work because you don't feel like you're doing it all by yourself or like you're the only one who believes in what you're working toward.
Absolutely. And that was the nice part. I know sometimes I feel guilty because I'm thinking, you know what? I dreamed up this thing and now I have to have so and so do this and so do that. And I just had to learn that being an entrepreneur did not mean do it alone. And so
Yes.
I have to
No.
like get out of my feelings. I'm like, okay, they offered to help. Let me ask for help. It's okay. So I'm fortunate that my village is huge.
Amen to that. That's a
Mhm.
blessing.
Yeah, yeah. You need the support of family and friends. It's important. And the longer you stay around, there's a saying that when you get to a certain point, you don't really get new friends because friends are people you can trust and count on. And that's not everybody.
True. I've had the same two friends. One of my, oh man, we were 15. So I think that's 30, yeah, I don't know, 38 years, 37 years, somewhere thereabouts. We've been best friends for 30 plus years. And even my other best friend, 30 plus years. Yeah. Those two I know if I'm falling apart, they got me, no matter
Mhm.
what. So,
Awesome.
That's
and
important.
I don't know if I have the strength to just add any more friends.
Yeah.
Well, well, and I was just going to say we only have a couple minutes left. However, if you'd like to highlight what upcoming, I know you mentioned it earlier in the show, but what upcoming activities and events do you have going on at the store, and then how can people find the store?
Okay. So we are on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok as the Book Readers Venue. I didn't have the wherewithal to try to come up with something catchy and different from all three platforms. I wasn't going to remember it. So we're the Book Readers Venue on all platforms. Our website is the Book Readers Venue. So pretty consistent across the board.
It's important.
Anything that we sell inside our store, you can also buy online because we do ship. We are also on bookshop.org and libro.fm for our audio bookies. Um, as far
That's
as
good
what's
to
coming
know.
up, we have, and all of those things are found on our website. Even our upcoming events is on the first page of our website. We have a children's book signing the day before Thanksgiving. It's pretty ambitious, but we're going to try it. We have an author celebrating her birthday November 14th. That's with Masterpiece. We have book club November 21st. We're reading a book by Brianna Michelle, which is Paint Our Love. And then in December, the only event I have right now for December is book club, which is what book are we reading? We're reading Winter by a local author named Norian Love. I think that's it for this year, but
I
that's
think we
today
had
because that
Nori
could
and
change
Love on the
tomorrow.
show. I think we had
Mm,
Nori and Love on the show. We did. We had Nori and Love on the show.
yeah,
It's been a
yeah.
while
So he'll be
back.
here. Yeah, so he'll be here with us in December. And like I say, right now that's all I have planned, but that could
But
easily
that's a
change.
lot. There are only 2 months,
Yeah.
only one and a half months left in the year, so that's still a lot. You're doing your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that could
2025
change,
is
but we're doing
rapidly
it.
coming to a close. It is, I mean,
It
it's
is. It
gone by
is.
so fast. And the holidays are always quick. So after Halloween, then it's a blur, and then
It
it's New
speeds
Year's
up pretty
Eve, and
quick.
then it's so fast. So, but
Yep, it is.
congratulations on keeping your store
Thank
open
you. Thank
and
you.
thriving for 3 years, and continued success in the future. And if we can
Thank
send
you.
any people looking for places to have a book event or something, if we can send them your way, we certainly will.
Absolutely. And I appreciate the opportunity today. I usually don't get in front of the cameras, so I appreciate I
We
appreciate the
appreciate you
invite.
getting in front of the camera for us.
Yeah, thank you for
I,
making us an exception for us. So,
oh,
and good meeting you at the book festival. And so,
likewise.
hope to see you again next year.
Absolutely. You ladies have a good night.
You
Okay, you
too.
too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Mhm.